So, the Stranger Things season 5 finale finally came out yesterday. I actually watched it today because I'm probably gonna upload this video January 1st. So, I watched it at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. That was my New Year's. And honestly, it wasn't too bad. Like, as an episode, it kind of tied up the entire season and like the entire show pretty well. It was kind of corny, but pretty well. And before we go further in depth in that, please subscribe. It'll do a lot for me and the channel. To see if the finale was actually a good finale for Stranger Things, I'm going to be looking at 1-star IMDb ratings and then 10-star IMDb ratings just to see what the polar opposites say and think about the finale. The Demogorgons can take 8,000 bullets and not die, but a monster the size of New York City can be injured by a M16 and lighter fluid. Eleven's training in a junkyard prepared her for a final battle, where Vecna apparently lost all abilities he used to have. Pretty much this story is about an alien from outer space that can destroy anything with a few children who attend Hawkins High School. Now, yeah, actually, like the final battle was pretty anticlimactic. Like this is the final battle of the entire show, and it was only like 30, 40 minutes. Like not even 30, 40 minutes. Like maybe 10, 20 minutes. Like that big ass monster was cleaned up pretty well, kind of juked out by Lucas, Mike, and the gang. And yeah, I actually agree with this. I agree with this a lot. The final episode, especially taking into account all other episodes in season 5, seems rushed somehow. For example, why aren't there any bats or monsters in the Upside Down anymore? Nothing threatening. Vecna get Vecna get killed so easily and fast, and the Mind Flayer is a weird spider creature now that besides being omnipotent fuck omnipotent in power, level gets defeated within 5 minutes with some fire. Yeah, same point as last time. I can't read. The fight scene with Vecna inside the spider thing and against Levin was so boring. Will is more powerful than Vecna now. Levin easily beats Vecna. Okay, so this basically says the same thing. Um Now, I think the reason why there weren't that much threatening stuff in the Upside Down was I think Vecna was in the Upside Down in season 4, if I'm not mistaken, or something. He was controlling them. That's the point. And I think the reason why they weren't in the Upside Down is because they probably moved all the resources to the right side up because that's where the kids were. So I mean, I think that's why that's not really a big problem. But yeah, rushing, the final battle being lame, that's probably yeah, it might be the biggest problem with the finale. I was honestly really worried going to this episode because the last two were not great. They felt messy, rushed, and like the season was losing its grip, but somehow the finale actually pulls it together. It fixes a lot of problems from Volume 2 and ends the show in a way that feels emotional and mostly satisfying. Most of the character storylines get proper closure, which was one of my biggest concerns. Almost everyone ends up in a place that makes sense for them and their arcs feel complete. There are maybe one or two characters whose endings feel a little light, and a couple small questions that never fully get answered, which I know will annoy some people, but they're pretty minor. In the grand scheme of things, the whole episode is really sad in a good way. The fuck. The big emotional scenes hit hard, and the music is incredible. The soundtrack does a lot of the heavy lifting. I mean, I guess it's pretty good. There's a really big, meaningful moment between some characters that clearly matter and feels okay. I'm not reading the rest of this. It's long. I don't know why I'm trying to read all these, but basically, a lot of these 10-star reviews, a lot of these reviews, they basically they focus on what the 1-star reviews wouldn't focus on. It's like the 1-star reviews focus on how timid and how shitty the fight scene was, and all the 10-star reviews focus on how good how much effort they put into closing out the character storylines. Because, like I said, if you watch that episode, it's not mostly about the fighting and like killing Vecna, because that's what they really focus on in season 4 finale. I think this is mostly just to end and and all these storylines well. And I think this episode really did that well. So, like I said, none of these reviews are wrong per se. Like none of these reviews say anything I wouldn't think. They just focus on different good things and different bad things of the episode. And also, something really interesting is that most reviews, whether they're 1 star or 2 star, have like either like 50-50 split on if they're helpful or not. Like, look at, I mean, this one has more dislikes, but a lot of them have, 50-50 split. I don't know why it's like that, but, it's whatever. I don't care. Great ending. Don't care that maybe it's predictable and happy go. It was a great rebound from the previous episode. Top up to a decade of memories. Give me a spin off with the older kids making a movie. The writing and special effects were amazing. The special effects were actually pretty awesome. Hollywood needs big productions like this to remind people that big cinema events can be important and good. I can't help but think how much they would have made had they already did one, right? I swear they did one. Did the Stranger Things come? Yeah, it came out in theaters. I don't know what they were talking about because it's a limited release, yeah, but it did come out in theaters, and that I'm pretty sure that was pretty well known. Alrighty though, now it's time for my thoughts on the finale. Now I thought it was pretty good. I would give it. It wasn't the best. I like the season 4 finale, but it was mid. It was like a 5 out of 10. This entire season was just a 5 out of 10. Like it'll never change. Like season 1 and 2 are my favorites for me. I don't know if people agree with that or not, but I just thought like the Upside Down was just a lot more terrifying in those seasons than it is now because now people can casually just set up full ass military bases in the middle of the Upside Down, no problem. Like that's just kind of crazy for me. They probably have toilets in those military bases. They're probably shitting in the Upside Down. So it's whatever. It's just I just like season 1 and 2 more. But this finale, yeah, I just thought it was 5 out of 10. For the same reasons as like the negative reviews, but some good things I did find was that it completely turned around Will's coming out. Like Will's coming out was kind of dog shit the way they handled it. Um, but his conversation with Mike, like mind you, just like a 1 minute conversation with Mike when they were climbing the tower, I think wrapped it up like really well. And they also showed him like talking to some other presumably gay people, I think, at the end. I don't know. Because if he wasn't a gay person, then that would be awkward. But yeah, no, they handled it pretty well, a lot better than the bridge. The fight was, yeah, pretty anticlimactic, I would say, but the visuals were really good for that fight. And Joyce says the F word, which I think is pretty cool. I guess like the way she said it was kind of cringe, but I get they were trying to show that it was like it was supposed to be a big thing, and they just let her chop off the head of Vecna because she did really jack shit the rest of this season, but at least she got to chop off Vecna's head, so that's pretty cool. Aside from that, like the way they ended, like and wrapped up everyone's like storyline, I thought they did pretty well, especially Mike's. Like they wrapped this up a lot better than I thought it would. Especially when I saw L died, quote unquote died. Some people say that actually they showed L was alive at the end, but the way Mike said it seemed like that was just something he believed because the Duffer Brothers, they say that it was like an ambiguous ending, which is like fucking stupid. They should have just either made her alive or not alive, but it's you choose what you want, and I think she's dead. No hate though. Yeah, because it makes sense. Because with the time they spent on like the resolutions and stuff, it makes sense that they wrapped everything up pretty well. And yeah, that's what I think of the season 5 finale. What are your thoughts? Please subscribe as well because this is probably gonna be my longest video ever, and I need subscribers. But yeah, no, that's it.